Is that about the same volume as the other guitar, or?
Same volume as?
The other guitar. Before anybody else gets to hear that, I want it, wherever my voice breaks, that's because of emotion. Nothing to do with not sleeping, smoking cigarettes, or anything else. That's emotion. Okay? Hi, this is Dave Wakeling, and I'm at Wolfgang's Vault. 24 other dirty lovers. Must be a sucker for it. Cry, cry, but I don't need my mother. Just hold my hand while I come to a decision on it. Sooner or later, your legs get ready to hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later, I hit the deck, you'll get fired out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. You let me down. Black hair and 7 seas all rotten through. But what can you do? Join Greenpeace. I don't know how I'm meant to act with all of you lot. Sometimes I don't try, I just na 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 na. Sooner or later, your legs get ready to hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later, I hit the deck, you'll get fired out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. You let me down. Run away and let me down. Da 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 da. Two dozen other stupid reasons why we should suffer for this. Don't bother trying to explain them. Just hold my hand while I come to a decision on it. Just a decision on it. 1, 2, 3, fuck it. Sooner or later, your legs get ready to hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later, I hit the deck, you'll get fired out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. You let me down. Run away, run away, run away, run away, run away, run away and let me down. Damn. We said we would never die, but what did we know? Taken away from me, and now how I miss you so. But no, I won't never cry, 'cause I promised to just get the best out of life. I'll do it for me, I'll do it for you. I'm sick and tired, oh, when I'm up and wired, I'll know exactly what to do. I'll cast my gaze above, thank God for all that love. Then I thank God that I'm not you. We said we would never die. We said we would never die. Now maybe it's true. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. We said we would never die. I loved you to death. Now what would I choose to say to you with my parting breath? Say beauty is always sad, but that's in the past. Now just try to live your life like each day was your first and each day was your last. And when you're sick of trying, just sit right down and cry. Sometimes it's all that you can do. And cast your gaze above. Thank God for all that love, like I thank God that I met you. We said we would never die. 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 Now let's pray that it's true. Thank you. And I never said Sarah Palin once. I never said Sarah Palin once. Said it twice. The love you give lasts forever, as you well know. Everybody loses everyone they've ever loved. It's sad that we all have to fade and die. But it's not about the faces or the memories that are gone. On my heart, here's the reason why. The love you give lasts forever, even when you're gone. The love you give lasts forever, though it's easier said than done. The love you give lasts forever. The love you give could bring us together. The love you give lasts forever, though it's easier said than done. Now from the start, right from the heart, we've known it all along. Everybody gains the moment we decide as one. It hurts too much to carry on these pains, for it's somewhere in the great unknown, with all distractions gone, we will find that we're the same in every way. Why? Because the love you give lasts forever, even when you're gone. The love you give lasts forever, though it's easier said than done. The love you give lasts forever. The love you give could bring us together. The love you give lasts last forever, though it's easier said than done. Now from the start, right from the heart, you've known it all along. So come on. The love you give lasts forever. Da 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 da. Come on. The love you give lasts forever. Da 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 da. The love you give lasts forever. The love you give could bring us together. The love you give lasts forever after all is said and done. Now from the start, right from the heart, we've known it all along. Beautiful clapping, beautiful clapping. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hi, I'm Angie with Crawdaddy Magazine, and I'm here with Dave Wakeling of the English Beat.
Hello, everybody, and hello to you.
Hello to you. So Dave's been out on the road with the English Beat the past few years. We've kind of been coming back and playing again. What is it like to be playing these songs that you've had in your repertoire for 30 years?
Well, there's a few changes. I'm playing them sober for the last few years. That was a complete change,
Right.
you know.
How long have you been sober?
Well, I suppose about 8 years or something like that. And I have had the occasional glass of wine, one at a time, since then, and regretted it. It's funny when you lose the hang of it. Like one glass of wine now, I get a rotten headache. So
Yeah.
like I can have a glass of wine the next day. I'm like, oh God, I feel like Aubrey Beardsley need to take to your bed for 3 days
Wine's
with
pretty
beef
brutal.
tea.
Yeah.
So I was glad of that. So I enjoy the shows. It used to be, I mean, it's very exciting, but it wasn't much to do with reality, you know, whatever that is. But I enjoy it more now, and you see things that are happening. You can move quicker, keep yourself in better shape, and it did used to be really that the concert was sometimes like this irritating, loud noise in the evening that spoilt being on tour.
Right.
Because I had stuff to do tonight. Now the whole day is really planned around what's going to help me sing the best I possibly can at 10 o'clock. And now that's the focus of what I do. I enjoy it all the more for it. And it took 30 years to work that one out.
It's a pretty fun job. You know?
Yeah, I know. You got long apprenticeship in it.
Finally got the secret.
Got
Do you
that,
get requests from the audience a lot? People that are so familiar with your catalog? And
Yeah, we do. And we try mainly to live up to it as well. So if they shout out a song, we'll try and play that one next. We don't always know them, but the bass player knows them, so he starts, and then we all try
like
and...
that one. Remember that?
Yeah, he remembers all of them. So we do that, and they like it, especially if we can only get about halfway through, and I'm like, I don't know anymore.
Like, I'm not feeling that one anymore. So.
But at least they know we've had a go. It's not something that we had fully rehearsed. So
Right.
yeah, there's a few songs now have got in the set that way because it went down well, and we're like, that's quite a good song of mine. That I should learn that one. But we do learn it up then and put it back in the set, and it's great. You know all the words. Don't have to sing the first verse 3 times.
There you go. So General Public is your other band. Do you play
Yeah.
General Public songs? When
Yeah,
you're
we do.
on tour?
Yeah, not as many as English Beat songs. We play the hits from General Public, really, and sometimes spread it a bit more, but mainly the hits, and then the hits from English Beat, deeper fan favourites in the Beat, and now a growing number of new songs. So hopefully every night, so long as everything's smooth and it sounds nice and there's no trouble or whatever, we're relaxed, then we'll probably do 3 or 4 new songs every night. People are starting to learn the words and ask for them at the T-shirt counter, and we haven't finished recording them yet, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, so you're set to record this year at some
We started
point.
recording, yeah, we've started, and we've got 20 odd songs with the drums done, and they're fantastic. I mean, at least 6 different songs, various people, and going, that's a hit there, isn't it, Dave? Which would be great if we knew what hits were now.
Are there any kind of like themes that you're exploring with this new material?
Well, I suppose there is. And 2 other songs we did in that set there, they're new songs, and they're kind of brother and sister songs. Said We Would Never Die. It's about, I suppose, make use of the day sort of thing. And The Love You Give Lasts Forever, which is quite a happy song and cheery in essence, but came from the reflections me and my sister had when my mum died. And we could still feel her. And it wasn't protoplasm or nothing like that, but it was something. And we figured out it was the love we'd shared with her while she was here, and that's perhaps what immortality was. Mm-hmm. It stopped us crying that day when we thought of it anyway for a minute. And I still think it's true. So I enjoy singing that song because of that. So there's a lot of life and death stuff with a bit of a smile on top, because life is tragic. Mm-hmm. And every decade you realise, the full depth and glory of the tragedy that it is. But there's lots of joy to be had along the way. And so now, 30-odd years into writing songs, I don't want to pull my punches anymore. So there's not much time left, and there's no point being suggestive. So my song about violence on this next record is called If Killing Worked, It Would Have Worked By Now. Which is what I always thought since I was a kid, And particularly at a week like this, and, I'm an American, so you can tell by my accent. I live here 25 years now, 2 teenage kids. I care about America and how it goes. And I worry. 1968, I was watching the black and white television with my dad, and they had the Democratic Convention on from Chicago, and all the students and demonstrators getting beaten up by the cops. Me and my dad were immediately on opposite sides, like, oh, my dad's like, oh, get him, he's acting, bastard. And we moved on to something else on the news programme, and my dad says, good job they hate each other, Dave, eh? I'm like, what? He said, the Yanks. Good job they hate each other, innit? I'm like, what? Sorry? It's all if this lot ever got on the same team, Dave, they'd roll round the world in 6 months. Thank God they hate themselves more than they hate everybody else. We're safe.
Like words of wisdom from Dad.
1968, and I thought, oh God, they'll have sorted all this stuff out by the time I've grown up.
Right. Have you considered album titles yet for this collection?
Yeah, but they're always like dirty ones and stuff. They're like joke ones. Dave Wakeling's in a woman, if he's lucky. There have been a few. I can't remember what they are now. But no, I think it'll probably come up during the putting together of it. And there's 20 songs. I don't actually know which ones, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I also don't even know if we're making an album. They still do them. They don't sell them round by me, and I never really liked them in the first place. I like EPs, I do. Always did.
Put out a set of EPs, that would be...
I would like to bring out a series of EPs, rather. I mean, vinyl was okay, because you had the option, didn't you, after 5 or 6 songs, you could either, change it and listen to side 2, or you could put something else on, whatever your mood was. With a CD, it's just like, all 12 of them.
It plays through, yeah.
And you don't want to take it off. That kind of seemed disrespectful, wouldn't it? But even me, Mozart, any of the greats, 12 songs in a row, you've only got a certain number of themes, I think. Mm-hmm. And for me, it just gets a bit boring listening to, right, let's talk about this subject from this angle, or from this angle. There's 2 or 3 central themes in each album in it for most artists. So I used to get a bit bored of it, and I used to like a stack of singles on a record player. Push the needle on. I used to enjoy that more, and so I used to like radio more than albums, and I used to like the shuffle thing on the CD, where at least you can just play arbitrary stuff.
Well, now you can make your own rules, Release it as a bunch of singles.
Yes, you can. I know. I don't know how they do that either. It's a real conundrum. I've got enough songs to make 2 great records, and I've no clue how to do it. So I'll just keep playing concerts, and then people start coming to shows, and they go, "Oh, you should do this," and hopefully it'll sort itself out.
Kind of going back to the origins of the English Beat in 1979 Birmingham. Can you speak a little bit to the political climate then, and how that kind of informed your music?
I think one of the reasons that we're doing quite good now was that the vibes was very similar to what's going on here now in America. Very similar. You know, recession, flirting with depression and unemployment, double figures, and minorities much higher, and car factories closing down and nobody buying them. For England, it was the long goodbye to the British Empire. And but it's a very, very difficult transition for people. Very difficult for my dad's generation, who'd grown up thinking they owned the world. Not they did, but they was told they did. And then all of a sudden, it had all gone. And very, very hard for them to readjust. And I think that's some of what we're seeing now. It's like, you know, you go to Copenhagen for a climate conference, and China, Brazil and India just have a meeting, they don't invite us. It's like, well, it's all sorted, we don't need your input. Yes, but we demand. It's like, it's done, go home. Oh, well, that's very, very difficult for America to accept, just like as it was for England. It's hard for any empire. And but it actually can be better. You don't always want to have to be the biggest policeman on the block. That's a boring job anyway, you know. It was boring for England, and it's become boring for America, I think.
Well, now as a resident of California, I mean, do you feel that California itself, I mean, the political climate now?
I think we're way ahead of the pack, I gotta say.
But in terms of your music, I mean, what you're creating now, do you feel like it's politically driven?
In a worldwide sense, yes, yes, it is. Because I mean, you look to California for answers, don't you? Really, nowadays, I would.
Should be a utopia, but you know,
stuff out. Well, it's of course we got some horrible issues, but I would say, travelling as much as I do, that all sorts of different types of people get on better with each other in California than they do other places, and I think that's a lesson that could be learnt. We're far more tolerant of each other, just because we've had to rub shoulders, we've had to live with each other, and people have got used to it. So I think there's much to be praised of it.
You do so much traveling and touring. Do you find that the audiences are quite different responses to music when you play?
They are indeed. Californians like to dance from the first song, or sometimes before the music's even started.
Like to have fun.
Yeah, they like to have fun. Are you having fun? Yeah. Other places are a bit more reserved, and you might think like the PA's not turned on, or for some reason you're sucking. And then you get to the end of like the third song, and it's like you're the Beatles, and you play again, and you have to drag them to have a dance. And at the end, they're like, "That was great. I haven't danced like that in years." It's like, well, I know, we noticed.
Yeah,
you should try it again. So I like California again for that. It's got a free and easy vibe about expressing yourself, you know, which I like that with musical stuff. It reminds me a little bit of England, because people like to have a dance in England, not because they were free and easy, but because they'd spent £10 and they was going to drag every bloody penny's worth out of it. So I like it. I do like doing shows in California, and I just like that it looks like a Benetton advert out there, doesn't it?
It sure does.
You know, but nobody's got a problem with that, and that seems grown up.
Yeah.
And I like that, especially with what's going on, because I know there's all sorts of political rancor at the moment in America, and I don't think it's what they're saying it's about at all. I don't even think they know what it's about, but I think I do, because the majority of all the old people in Arizona are white, and the majority of all the young people in Arizona are not. So power's going to change, isn't it? And I think all that's happening is people are trying to hang on to their empire when they see that democratically they're not going to own it again, are they, in 30 years? Now, I don't know if they see it as succinctly as that, they're just not telling anybody, but I think that's what's the drive about it. That's why it's not an accident that the Tea Party's predominantly white. White people are losing their empire in America, just like my dad did in Birmingham. It's very sad for them, and you have to be very gentle with them too. You can't tease them about it, because it's their paradigm. They can't imagine a world any other way than being on the top of the pile.
Well, I'm very glad America and California is claiming you as one of our own now. And yeah, I mean,
Y'all, dude.
It's yeah, we're very, very fortunate to have you here.
Oh, I love it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for stopping by and spending some time here with us. Thanks. The end.